tender, just to make sure that if any of the other fish decide to get a bit too frisky, she can kind of guide them in the right direction. So, if you've got any questions along the way, feel free to yell out. I'll do my best to answer them. So the guys are going to target some of our bigger species in the tank today. So that would be, first of all, Rosie, our big whiptail mangrove stingray, just over here. She knows it's her turn, she's lining up. Once they're finished with her, Roger, our giant grouper, he'll be fed on the other side. And then our zebra sharks are going to get fed last of them. So yeah, plenty of feeding to happen today. We'll wait for the divers to kind of get into it. So this happens every Friday and Sunday afternoon. So Rosie here knows exactly when her dinner time is. So she comes flying over. She knows she's first out of the gates. And Lynn has all the food that she needs over in that bucket there. So she's getting some fish. That is pike today. And Lynn will come swimming over, hold the fish up against the tunnel, and Rosie will come and suck it out of her hands. So it gives you guys a bit of a good look at the underside of a stingray. It's something you don't get to see too often. Obviously her mouth is on the underside, and that is because she spends most of her time looking for food in the sand. So the cool thing about stingrays is that they're actually very, very closely related to sharks. It's almost as if you get a shark and then you just roll it over with a rolling pin and squash it flat. That's basically a stingray, so they're cousins. And that means they have quite a few similar traits to what sharks do as well. The first thing, and kind of what relates them, is their bone structure, or lack of bone structure, I should say. So these guys don't actually have bones like we do, or like fish have. They've got cartilage instead. So the same stuff as the end of your nose or your ears, that's what their bones are made of. So they're very, very flexible, and the same with sharks. The other cool thing that Rosie has is she actually can sense food in the sand without seeing it or without smelling it. So all over the front of her nose there, she's got some jelly-filled pores, and they've got a fancy name called the ampullae of Lorenzini, and they're actually they can actually pick up electrical signals. So every time you move, you're sending off an electrical signal as electrical signal basically tenses your muscles. The same thing's happening with your heartbeat. Every time your heart beats, it's sending out electrical pulses. Same thing with anything that's living. Grab it out, guys. Enjoy. And so she can kind of sense anything that's hiding in the sand. It's kind of like having a metal detector but for food. So hence why she kind of like runs along the sand, uses those little sensors, and then she'll find something and pounce on top of it and eat it that way. Now you might also notice that her gills are on the underside, so it makes it a little bit hard to breathe when she's laying on the sand. So if you look just behind her eyes, she's got two big holes. Those are called spiracles. And what she can actually do is suck water in through those and pass it across her gills, so she can stay completely hidden underneath the sand, but still breathe. So it's a pretty cool little trick that she has. Now I think the thing that people most know stingrays for, and kind of how they get their name, is the barb on the back of their tail. So if you look really closely, about halfway down Rosie's tail, there's a barb. We don't remove the barbs from our stingrays. There's actually practically no point in doing that because they can grow them back. So she will only ever use that barb for kind of the last ditch effort of self-defense. Most of the time she is just going to swim away as fast as she possibly can. And it's only if she feels really cornered and like she can't get away that she'll actually decide to use that barb. Now the reason for that is